So I just downloaded this new game. I've seen YouTubers play this before, though I'm not gonna I don't know, but it's 3:51 a.m. It's called You Seem Fine. Right.
What?
I'm playing a game. Right. This isn't fair. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Why can't I find some answers? I'll also be reading this. This is chapter 1. Oh, beeping. You awaken in your bedroom. The sun is shining in through the window. It's just another Monday. Your computer is sitting beside you on the bed, still open to the pause screen from the night before. You must have fallen asleep watching the new season of Super Space Sailors, a documentary on genes and cloning, a performance by Yo-Yo Ma. Well, it was interesting watching. You still aren't sure why you got problem 7 on the last quiz wrong. You better talk to Mr. Jefferson after class sometime this week. You rub some of the sleep from your eyes and head downstairs before you're even later than you already are. How to mute the music? Mom. Good morning, sweetie. If you had slept any longer, I would have left you to fend for yourself. But since I have some time to spare before heading off to work, what would you like for breakfast? What should I have for breakfast? Bacon and eggs, Johnny cakes, or fried rice? Bacon and eggs sound good. Mom, excuse me, right, Kim? Aren't you forgetting something? Ray, please, would you do me the absolute honor of preparing me breakfast, dearest mother? Mom, okay, save the dramatic language for the theater, but thank you. While Mom prepares breakfast, you pack your lunch for the day. Looks like the only option is leftover tikka masala. I cannot pronounce words, so yum. Mom sets your bacon and eggs on the table and you shovel it down before heading out the door for school. You arrive at school in record time. Was it breakfast that made the difference? Mom always was a killer chef, and bacon and eggs has never failed you. Oh. You're lost in thought and heading toward your locker when you spot the one and only Sadie! What do? Inquire about life? Complain about school? Discuss the latest episode. What does inquire mean?
Question.
Oh. You start to ask if she has seen the latest episode, but Achoo! Sorry. Hope I'm not coming down with anything. Sadie. Hey, I love you, but keep your distance, okay? I've got creative writing this afternoon, and if I don't finish my draft by Friday, my teacher is going to behead me. Ray, how medieval. Are you sure you don't want a big ol' hug? Oh, Sadie screeches and sprints down the hall, much to the annoyance of the hall monitor nearby. You chuckle to yourself and head into your first class of the day. Home sweet home. Mom and Dad won't be back from work for a couple hours and there's a lot to get done. What do? Homework? Play soccer or practice cello? I don't know. Maintaining good marks does not come without effort. You think you heard someone say that at some point. Regardless, you dive headfirst into some worksheets from today. I guess I'll practice some cello. You are feeling artistic and musical. Plus, the swan from Carnival of the Animals has stuck in your head since you heard it earlier in class. You pick up your bow and start playing. What do? Play soccer. It seems like forever since you kicked around the soccer ball in the garage. Maybe it's time to dust off some of those doormat skills from middle school. Besides, getting outside is good for the body and mind. Wait, it is? I technically live inside because of how much I stay inside. That's enough for one day. Your throat is starting to feel a bit scratchy. Maybe it's allergies. Either way, you better get some rest. You shuffle into your bed and call it a night. You wake up the next morning totally unable to breathe. That is, until you open your mouth. Your nose is completely congested and you can barely make a croaking noise without your throat burning. Right, yep, I'm sick. This blows. What do? Play some video games, catch up on homework, or sleep? Catch up on homework. You pull your laptop out and try to work on that extra essay. Since you're homesick, maybe you can get a extension, but it is going to need to get done eventually, so why not start now? After a couple hours of quality working time, you set your laptop aside. Your eyelids get heavier and heavier. Slowly, you drift off. Turns out this cold hit you harder than normal, and recovery is taking longer than you're used to. Oh, I'm only 9 minutes in. You miss a full week of school while you're sick in bed, battling fever, congestion, and throat pain. I'm gonna have to get me some water after this. You finally feel well enough to come back to school. You're excited to be back in the swing of things. You missed orchestra, you missed drama club, and most of all, you missed your friends. Speak of the devil, there's Sadie. What do? Be dramatic, talk schoolwork, or brush off. I'm gonna be dramatic. Right. Sadie, my friend! My one and only! I never thought I'd see your face after touching the cold nightmare of death. Sadie, oh, haha. Okay, Your Majesty, I know you're just kidding, but I seriously thought you died. Where have you been? You explain how the last week of your life has been spent battling sickness in your bed, your only contact with the outside world when your mom would come in to give you medicine and soup. Sadie, yikes! But you aren't still contagious, right? Right. No way, I haven't felt sick since Friday. I tried to text you, but I kind of lost my phone in a wad of tissues. Sadie, Ray, that is disgusting, but you're really better? Ray, yeah, although... Sadie, what? What? Ray, nothing, I just wish I wasn't so tired. You go to the rest of your classes for the day, eager to catch up on schoolwork. School is over. What do? Chamber orchestra? Drama club? Work on writing with Sadie. My tablet's at 15% off. You travel the familiar path to Sadie's house and set up shop with her at the dining table. Right, you realize that if we wanted to, we could register to become an official club with the school. Sadie, why would we want to do that? Right. Well, we could use a classroom for meetings and maybe even get money for snacks. Some money for snacks. Sadie, excuse me? What's wrong with my lovely home? And we have snacks right here. Ray, stale Cheetos do not count. Sadie, whatever, more for me. Now help me come up with a name for this new character in my story. She's a teenage princess who is also a assassin, and her mark is her betrothed prince. Betrothed. I don't know, prince. Right. I thought your story was about space ninjas. Sadie, it is. Right. Alright, how about... Alright, how about Ray, Casey, Alexander Hamilton, Casey. Sadie, oh, cute. Okay. The two of you laugh and work on your stories until it's late and you are both tired. You thank Sadie's parents and head back home. Since when did you get so exhausted so easily? When you wake up the next morning, you're stuffy, have a fever, and an incredible headache. How are you sick again? You just got better, but it looks like this sickness is back for round 2. Right, I would give anything to stay in bed longer. There's a knock on your door. After a short pause, your mom comes in. Mom, I know you are not still in bed. It's nearly time for me to go to work. Right. Mom, please. Mom, right? You're not looking so hot. Right, I don't feel 100% better. Looks like that cold decided to stick around a little longer. Mom, stay home. I'll call the school and get you excused. It's better to sleep and let this bug pass. You want to argue. You have a ton of schoolwork and a million club responsibilities, but the thought of going back to sleep is just too tempting. Right. Thanks, Mom. Mom smiles back and heads into the hallway. You fall asleep once more. Morning again. The sun streams through the window, forcing you to shield your eyes. Mom, I'm heading off to work, but I'll leave some medicine on the nightstand. Feel better, sweetie? You grumble in response and fall asleep as she leaves. You wake up groggy and tired. You are very disoriented. You have no idea of how much time has passed or how long you have been asleep. Ray, it seems late. Check your phone, call for your mom, go to the bathroom. Check your phone. Your phone reads 9:30 p.m. You can see light peeking from underneath your door. You hear your parents talking softly to each other as they watch TV in the other room. You look down at your phone again. There's one new message. Sadie, hey, you're not sick again, are you? You pocket your phone and head downstairs. Your stomach is grumbly. You're not sure when you last ate. Mom, sit down. We have some leftovers from dinner. Would you like me to reheat them? You nod. Mom pulls out a plate and uncovers it before popping it in the microwave. You stare blankly into the distance. Mom places the plate in front of you, then leans against the counter, watching as you start to eat. She's clearly concerned. Right, thank you. You finish your food and get up to leave the table, but before you go, you glance back around. Right, I love you. You head back upstairs and go back to bed. You wake up again. Some time has passed, but you don't know how much.
Alexis,
Yeah?
can you do me a favor?
Yeah?
I got a king asleep on me and I need some of those Alka-Seltzer.
Okay. Well, don't get up so fast. Get up, which is crossed out, or sleep. We're gonna try the get up. You roll your body to the edge of the bed, but anything more is just not possible. Waking up again, you realize you are no less tired than when you last slept. You have no clue how long you've been asleep. Sleep. Since we can't get up. You rub some of the sleep from your eyes. Mom is looking at you worried. You frown. Mom, we're going to the doctor, sweetie. Time to get up. You grumble. She helps you get dressed and you stumble into the car. I'm not reading the character's name anymore unless they're a new character. You and your mom are at the doctor's office, here to see your primary care physician, Dr. Harris. Dr. Harris, what brings you in today? Mom explains the getting sick, the endless sleeping, the suddenness of it all. Well, I'll do some checkups and see if anything's wrong. He has you open your mouth and say, ah. He checks your eyes, your ears, your nose. He pulls out his stethoscope and listens to your heart. He listens to you cough. He listens to you breathe. He takes your temperature. He tests your reflexes. He takes your blood pressure. He sits back. Well, nothing seems to be wrong. You've shaken the bug completely, but you're in high school, aren't you? You're 14? Maybe this has something to do with your hormones, or maybe you're just depressed. You stare blankly. Mom frowns. She's not just depressed. There's something wrong. I've never seen her like this before. I know what she's normally like, and something's not right. He sighs and scribbles something onto a pad of paper. He rips off 2 sheets. Here, 2 prescriptions. 1 for birth control. Why would you need that? 1 for antidepressants. Maybe she'll get better. Did he seriously not believe me? I'm your mother. I know what I'm talking about. The nerve of that man. You say nothing, choosing to stare out of the window. We're going to have to look somewhere else. You mumble in agreement and then nod off to sleep. Oh, turn off that beeping. You blink slowly and start to wake up. You don't know how long it's been since you first got sick, but your days seem endless now. Check the time or look at your phone. Check the time. You roll over and stare at your clock. You've been sleeping for 16 hours? I once slept for 23 hours. Why do I still feel so exhausted? Go back to sleep since you can't get up. It still feels like you've been hit by a truck. Nothing would feel better than slipping back into a temporary coma. You pull your covers back up to your chin and let yourself doze off. Wait, wouldn't she need to use the bathroom by now? Ray, wake up! You wake up suddenly to the sound of your mom's voice. She's shaking you by the shoulders and trying to get you up and out of bed. Right, we're going somewhere. Wait, Ray, we're going to be late to the doctor's. Did you not see my text message? Do as she says. Groggily, you pull a hoodie over your head and put on a pair of sweatpants while Mom rushes you out the door and into the car. You fidget uneasily as the two of you wait for the doctor to appear. Mom said he's a ENT, ears, nose, and throat doctor, but you're not sure what that stands for. Based on the large picture of a cross-section of a head on the wall, you guess it stands for ears, nose, and throat. Mom got a referral from your primary care physician after he found out you had been congested and sick a couple of times. I don't know why we're even here. 10 more minutes go by. Dr. Clark. Hello, I'm Dr. Clark. Mom goes over the same spiel that she gave Dr. Harris. He listens and nods occasionally as he inspects you for normal checkup procedures. While her ears and throat look fine, I'll need to take a closer look up her nose. He pulls out a long, thin device. It looks like a stick. He says it's a camera, and to your great discomfort, he shoves it up your nose. Nope, not really. Not really seeing anything here. He moves the stick around. It hurts a little, but it's mostly just weird. He leans back in his chair, finally finished. You know what I think? I think she's a teenager. She had a cold and now she's milking it for all that she can. Her chart says she's on antidepressants already, so there's not much else I can do. Look, kid, you just have to suck it up and go to school, even if you're sick. You know, when I was a kid, I got the chicken pox and I still went to school. Don't take this advice, kids. He ran because that... No. But please, if you feel sick, stay home if you can. He rambles on for a bit as you zone out. Mom stares at him in silence, but you can tell that she's carefully holding back her words. When he finishes his lecture, she calmly stands and walks out of the room. You shuffle out after her. I would probably say this is like telling someone with a broke leg to... You make a brief stop in the waiting room while Mom takes care of the copay. Then you both head home, none the wiser than when you came. Several days later. It's the weekend after your appointment. You're resting in bed when your phone vibrates. It's a text from Sadie. Dude, we started new projects in art class tomorrow. What's something awesome you could put on your wall? That's so sweet. Plus, you would be lying if you said you hadn't been asking for some art from her in a while. What should Sadie draw for you? Super Space Sailors fan art, a Victorian portrait, a field of flowers. You hit send, and before you know it, there's a response. You got it, Captain. Just make sure you get back to school at some point to pick it up. Yeah, hopefully soon rather than later, if you have anything to say about it. You hear Mom calling for you from the kitchen. You pocket your cell phone and get out of bed. Coming! Oh, look who came when called. Yeah, about that. What could you possibly want this early on a Sunday? Ray, it's 2 p.m. Oh, I need to bring a dish to the potluck at work tomorrow. Since you spent the last few days in your room, I figured you might want to help. I don't know. I'm still tired, Mom. Mom sighs heavily. All right, just help me choose something people will actually eat. What should Mom make? Quinoa salad? Cucumber sandwiches? Green bean casserole? I think the quinoa has been sitting on the shelf for a while. Just because your father hated the stuff doesn't mean it deserves to rot in purgatory. Grab some tomatoes and onions from the fridge, will ya? Mom! Hey, it was worth a shot. You and Mom giggle as she turns back to the fridge. This is at 11%. You and Mom have another doctor's appointment. This whole process is starting to seem like a cycle of missing school and getting nowhere, but you guess finding an answer is worth it. Apparently, there is a chance that this whole energy issue is a problem with your heart, so you're in to see a cardiologist today. The doctor listens to your heartbeat and your breath. It's Dr. Edwards. It seems alright, but let's do a cardiogram and a heart ultrasound just to make sure. You lie down on a table. The tech attaches 20 different electrodes to your head and chest for the cardiogram. You lie there and feel like a potato battery. After a few minutes, you're ushered into another room for the ultrasound. You take your shirt off and the tech pushes down on your chest with a device covered in cold gel. She keeps looking for different angles and hurts your ribs. You wince at the pressure and squeeze your eyes shut, trying to go somewhere else in your mind. You see your heart show up on the black and white monitor. It seems small. The nurse examines it. Well, you have a teeny tiny heart murmur, but it's really small. I don't think it's anything to worry about. Definitely not the issue here. Great, another dead end. Your phone lights up. There's a reminder in your calendar. Find monologue for fall play editions. You really want to try out for the lead, but you haven't had the time or energy to prepare anything. Maybe you'll feel better by next week and can find something in time. There's also a text from Sadie. You, me, Super Space Sailors Marathon this weekend. We can finish the whole season if we watch non-stop for 24 hours. That would be so much fun, but you don't have the energy to get to Sadie's place, let alone stay up with her for hours on end. Ignore. Rain check, Sade. I've got so much to catch up on this weekend. You send the text and tuck your phone away, staring out the car window. These doctor's appointments are wearing you down. You're not sure if it's even worth it anymore, but you still wish you had an answer. Do you keep searching? Yes. Of course, we've hit a few dead ends, but someone's got to come up with something. Sure, there were some bad apples, but maybe the next doctor will be better. You wake up and find yourself in your rooms. Everything seems kind of peaceful. Weird. You glance at the clock. 8:48! This does not bode well for your 9 o'clock classes. Mom! Then there's no response. She must have already left for work. You grab the nearest articles of clothing and sprint into the bathroom. Maybe if you hurry, you won't be that late. Arriving in class a solid 25 minutes late, you slam your backpack down and pull out your notes. The rush of adrenaline from booking it to school has got you wired. As fast as you can, you start scribbling down the notes on the whiteboard. Okay, adjectives. Noun modifiers, a describing noun, a verb, adjective, verb, or other adverb modifiers. Examples include Ray! Huh, Sadie? Dude, it's time for PE! Wait, what? Oh gosh! Haha, did you fall asleep? Yeah, can I borrow your notes? I mean, sure, but you seem like like you made good progress already. What? You look at the notebook in front of you, and sure enough, there are lines of notes written on the page. It's barely legible, but still there. Whoa, did I write these in my sleep? Oh god, my gosh, that is like a superpower. I would kill to be able to do that. You're not sure how you feel about that statement, but you brush it off. Since you woke up, you're feeling surprisingly refreshed. As weird as the nap was, it gives you enough of a boost of energy to make it through the rest of the school day. I've been recording for almost an hour. Geez. Mom got a recommendation for this holistic doctor, Dr. Worth. Alternative medicine as a concept doesn't exactly click in your mind, but at this point you're getting desperate for answers. His office is in a nice part of town, and it was hard to find parking. As you walk in, you notice that the office is covered in embroidered pillows. His Harvard degree sits on the wall in a nice frame. Dr. Worth listens to the spiel. He says he has some ideas about what might be going wrong and orders some blood tests. Okay, where's the charger? Okay. You go to the section of the office with the the person who draws blood. She pulls up your hoodie sleeve, ties your arm off, and disinfects the bend of your arm. She tells you they need 11 vials of blood today. Holy. You nod. She slides the needle in, but you don't look. After you get your blood drawn, you meet up with your mom at the front desk. Apparently, the doctor recommended some specialty supplements that he also sells in-house. You watch as the price tag climbs with each additional bottle. You find out, of course, they're not covered by insurance. Mom pays the exorbitant price. And then the two of you head home. Several days later, you spend the next week downing extra supplements, vitamins, minerals, weird powders you mix with apple juice, you name it. Some of them taste gross, and some of them are the size of horse pills, but you swallow them all. With your previous meds and your new supplements combined, you now have a personalized medication chart taped into the inside of the pantry cabinet. There's your morning pills, 7, your lunch pills, 5, and your night pills, 9. For a whopping total of 21 pills a day. If these pills are supposed to make you feel better, why do you feel so much worse all the time? I've been recording for almost an hour now. 45 minutes. You and your mom are back to see Dr. Worth. He pulls out some pieces of paper. They have your name on the top as well as a bunch of tables with all sorts of numbers on it. Do you know what these are? A chart of some kind? Right, it shows a high level of liver enzymes. He drones on a bit about how certain activities have side effects that are evident in many ways. Teenagers often fail to realize the stress that they place on their bodies has lasting effects. Seeming cool is more important than their health. Wait a minute. What? There's no easy way to say this. Your daughter is sniffing glue. What does that mean?
Say what?
Sniffing glue. The metaphor. There's no easy way to say this. Your daughter is sniffing glue. Excuse me? I'm not. Honestly, the absurdity of the proposal shakes you more than you are willing to admit. You reckon the druggie getting high behind the dumpsters after fifth period? Maybe if you planted that rumor in school, you could gain some street cred, except for the fact that a total of 0 people would believe it. I understand that this is hard to hear, but catching it early is the first step to recovery and intervention. Mom cuts him off by standing. Thank you for the advice. Good day. Uh-oh. Mom is overemphasizing her sentences. This isn't good. You follow Mom out the door, leaving Dr. Worth shaking his head. The silence is palpable. I'm not sniffing. I'm not. Okay then. I know. 'Cause I would never. I know. Wait, what a complete and utter waste of time. Your phone lights up. It's an email from Mr. Jefferson titled, "See me for exam score." Crap. The only time Mr. Jefferson asks to see students is when they are failing. This is not a good day to be missing school again. There's also a text from Sadie. You're not dying, are you? Someone at school started a rumor you were dying. It was Karen Murphy. So of course, I don't believe her, but still, you will tell me, right? Karen Murphy. If you had the mental energy to be mad, you would be. Ignore. Not dying. Just sick. Talk soon. You send the text and tuck your phone away, going back to looking out the window. Well, so much for this doctor being better than the rest. In fact, this doctor may have been even worse. The only thing about these doctors have done are make assumptions about who you are, and a grand total of none of them have helped in the slightest. Why can't someone just tell me what's wrong already? Do you keep searching? Yes. Despite everything, the chance of finding out what is wrong is still worth it for now. I'll make a part 2 later of stop looking. It's midday, and you can tell the minute you open your eyes from the sun shining through the window. You have not been to school any day this week or last week. You don't even want to think about all the makeup assignments that you are going to have when you finally go back. If you ever go back, sometimes it feels like the sickness will last forever. Rolling out of bed, you see you see your cello across the room. It's been a while since you played, but nothing would make you happier. You grab your book bag and take out the sheet of music of your orchestra director sent you. No time like this. An hour of practice will help keep up with the rest of them when I get to rehearsal again. Stretching. You take out your cello from its place and pick up your bow, prepping for the start of the piece. The notes are long and flowing. It feels amazing to play, but before long, your arm positions on the cello weighs you down. Your muscles ache from moving the bow back and forth. You look to the clock. Only 20 minutes in? I never feel tired after only this long. You set your cello back into its case and take a break. You don't know why you thought you could actually practice normally, especially given how you've been feeling lately. You're going to see a blood doctor today. You didn't know that there were doctors that just study blood. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my socks off.
Oh, okay then. You're ready for another run-of-the-mill experience, similar to the ones you've had before. Dr. Jones, rake him? You nod, but the doctor doesn't even lift her gaze from the file in her hands. She lifts her eyes over her rectangular glasses to get a better look at you. She looks back down at the file with her notes, then back at you, then back down. I think it might be Lyme disease. It's pretty rare, and I'm not sure if you've been in an area with ticks, but it's worth checking out. I'll order a blood test.
Okay, move. Move, guys. I can't get this sock off.
You are almost taken aback by the efficiency of the appointment. She didn't even touch you or come close enough to get a good look at you. Maybe she was just that good or just that bad. Excuse me, why didn't she look at you though? Your phone lights up. It's a text from your orchestra conductor. Regretfully, you have been cut from the upcoming recital for not attending enough rehearsals. You feel tears sting at your eyes as you put your phone away. There's also a text from Sadie. Hey, ignore. Hey, can't talk. You send these text away. The text, tuck your phone away and stare out the window. You try not to think about how much you wish you could play in that recital. Today was a complete bust. Do you keep searching? Yes. You look at Mom. Despite everything, she is still your strongest advocate. She might be the only one on your side at all. She's fighting so hard for you, and that it makes you determined to keep going. Doctor is. I'll make a part 2 where I press don't keep searching later. Auditions for the school play are tomorrow. You haven't had much time to prepare, but there are still some monologues you still have memorized from last time.
Monologues.
Oh. Which play do you want to use? Hamilton, Romeo and Juliet, Antigone, or Antigone? Oh, Romeo and Juliet. Nice! You pull out the script and start flipping through it until you find a chunk of text that works for this audition. Then you get to work. Hours later, you lay back on your bed, having memorized and practiced your audition to your heart's content. You proudly set your alarm and climb into bed, ready for tomorrow. I've almost been on here for an hour. Rip my storage. Right. Your eyes open to find your cheek sitting in your breakfast. Huh? What happened? Well, I'm not an expert, but I believe you fell asleep in your breakfast. I remember falling asleep eating chicken nuggets.
Yep.
You rise out of your chair and wipe some of your breakfast off your face. Your mom is watching you carefully, even walking to the sink tires you out. You lean against the counter and try to rub some of the sleep from your eyes. Honey, I really don't think you should be going to school today. Auditions. I know, it's your choice. She's right. You know she's right, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. You can barely function this morning. There's no way you are gonna make it to this afternoon. Okay. Almost an hour. You have no idea there were so many types of specialists for doctors, but here you are, and somehow you've made your way to an infectious disease doctor. Mom launches in the same spiel as before. This doctor doesn't even have the decency to talk to your face. She talks over your head directly to Mom, showing her a series of laminated sheets with charts and graphs on them. Rude. Mom notices your sour expression. So, Ray, what do you think of all this? Dr. Lie, as it says on her coat, turns and gives you an obviously forced smile. Dr. Lie, oh, you don't have to worry about the fine details. I'm sure they'll go over her head anyway. You sit there, taken aback as Dr. Lie turns back to Mom. Excuse me, I may be a kid, but I'm not stupid. You sit there fuming while Mom smiles and nods at the doctor. Dr. Lie thinks you probably have something, but not an infectious disease. Yeah, I could have told you that one, genius. Despite the lack of an infectious disease, she writes you an official's doctor note to excuse you for the amount of school you've been missing. The second appointment is over. The second the appointment is over, you beeline out the door. Neither of you are happy about the appointment you just had or the money you just spent. You look at the note in your hands, an official excuse to be missing classy. Note reads infectious disease clinic in bold black letters at the top. It looks intimidating, but you suppose it's effective enough. After missing so much school, you need something to show administration so you don't get expelled. Mom looks at you. You look back at Mom. She squeezes your hand tightly, but her eyes are less bright than they were before. Oh no, is the mom losing hope? We're 1 hour and 3 minutes in. She would never show it, but the constant barrage of doctors is taking a toll on her as well. You can only be treated like a science experiment for so long before you snap. It just seems like no matter how hard you try, there are 1,000 things in the way of finding answers. You just wish things could go back to normal. That way you can leave behind the world of doctors and appointments for good. You are just so tired. Mom drops you off at school to turn in your doctor's note. It feels like years since you've been here. You wish you were back for good. After dropping off your doctor's note at the front office, you head to the hallway to see if you can find any of your friends. Lo and behold, Sadie is standing right there at her doctor, loading books into her bags. Tackle her. Casually say hi. Say nothing. Tackle her. The second you spot her, you start running. You nearly full on tackle the girl and give her a huge hug. She falls forward, shocked at the assault, but breaks into a huge smile after noticing your beaming face. You're back! She spins you around in her arms before releasing you. The hall monitor looks like he's going to pop a blood vessel. Thank gosh! School is so boring without you. I swear I almost started paying attention in class just so I had something to do. You giggle at her excitement. Man, you sure have missed her. Where have you been? You know what? It doesn't matter because you're back and we are going to... Because now you're back and we are going to roll the school once more. Your smile falls. Actually, I'm only stopping by today. I got a doctor's a note to excuse how much school I've been missing. Sadie deflates. Oh, I just thought... No, it's fine. You take all the time you need, but... What is it? You haven't actually told me what you have. Is it contagious? Is that why you're spending so much time away from school? You don't really want to explain everything to yet another person, but Sadie is your friend. She means well. You launch into a summary of your life since the beginning of fall. The sleeping, the doctors, the pills, the endless numbers of tests. How discouraging it all is. You just wish you had an answer. She nods along without saying anything. Actually, I have an appointment with a doctor that specializes in hormones. They might think of something that will help. Might? Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm just skeptical that anything will help. Maybe it's your diet? When I don't eat enough, I feel tired. That's not really... Or maybe you aren't exercising enough? My mom says young people like us need to run around and tire ourselves out in order to get a good night's rest. Well, drinking water can help the body wake up and be ready for the day. I read that in a self-help guide. You read self-help guides? No, or at least I didn't used to. After you stopped coming to school, I wanted to help, so I read up on some stuff. I got a book from the library called 1,001 Diseases You Could Have and Not Know. She pulls out a textbook from her backpack and shoves it in your hands. It's pretty hefty to be carrying around just in case you saw each other. You can tell that she put in a lot of effort for you, but this is...
Alarm's going off.
But this isn't really what you wanted to hear after the onslaught of doctors you just visited. Shady shuffles her weight back and forth. She obviously wants to say something, but is clearly uncomfortable. Actually, have you heard of psychosomatic symptoms? Your heart drops. Yes, you have. It's basically when you think you're sick, but actually it's all in your head and... Excuse me? I'm not saying that's what you have, but you've been to all of these doctors and they don't know what's wrong. Doctors are smart. They should know things. Right, they should. What if you aren't actually sick? Then you just need to think positive until you get better and things can go back to normal. Sadie, almost in shock. Think positive? Are you serious? Oop. What? Do you think I'm making this up? Do you not believe me too? I do, but I don't know. I just don't see how you can say you are so sick and yet stand here and... What? Looks like you're fine. The words hang in the air for a moment. Tears sting at your eyes. You stare her down for a few seconds before you turn around, walk down the hall and exit the school. I seem fine? How could she say that? After I spilled my heart out to her and let her know what I've been going through. How could she still think that everything is fine? Several days later. How good is my acting? Like the voice.
You might want a jacket.
No,
It's like below 20 out there.
You're at another doctor's appointment with Mom. Visiting school took a lot of energy out of you, and this isn't helping. You feel miserable. But how good is my voice skills when someone is sad? How good are my voice acting skills? You did just hear how I said that though, right?
How you said what?
I seem fine. How could she say that after I spilled my heart out to her and let her know what I've been going through? How could she still think that everything is fine? How good was that?
That was good.
Did that sound really sad?
It sounded more
Angry and sad? Ah! I just bit my tongue.
excitable. Excitable, like, how could you do that to me?
It was supposed to be sad?
Yeah, it sounded, like almost angry.
Technically, yeah. That is my tongue bleeding?
Is your tongue bleeding?
Yeah, I hit it.
I don't see no blood.
You've been sitting in this room for a couple minutes, but honestly, all of these offices are starting to blend together. This lady is a endocrinologist.
Give you your second antibiotic, buddy.
A hormone doctor. Dr. Jones gave you a referral after your blood results were negative for Lyme disease. Surprise, surprise. The doctor enters the room with a flourish, her red cowboy boots flashing and her dress twirling. You look at her in awe. She sits down and faces you and your mom, smiling brightly. She extends your hand out to you. Excuse me? Hello, Hello, my name is Julie. What can I call you? You shake her hand, a bit taken aback by her friendliness. I'm Ray. I'm sick, but I'm not happy about it, so that's why I'm here. Dr. Julie laughs heartily. You can't help but smile, too. Well, your funny bone certainly isn't damaged. Let's start at the beginning and try and get a grasp on what's going on. Well, we
You
believe...
pause that and finish it later.
Okay.
What are we reading anyway?
I have no idea.
What is this, Mom?
But you seem fine. Okay. After an hour and 15 minutes, I'm done for now. See ya!
What is the name of the story?